going on, guys?
This
The
bastard.
audacity!
The audacity of this man to take the intro away from me.
I'm back.
You know what? And he's now gone. Alrighty. What up, boys? It is me and your boy John over here, and we'll be talking about not some good stuff. It's sad. It's sad to say, but there is Chief. Chief is back.
Hi everyone. I'm back.
Like I said, it's not an episode without me having some coffee
or water. Me having water is always good.
And me having water.
See, my trade is always coffee, though. You guys, water's so common.
Water
I
is
don't like coffee.
necessary for the soul and for the body.
Well,
So,
we have to get right into this because this is
it's a big episode.
big episode because we got some shit to talk about, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not fun. And it's not fun. I gotta admit, it's not fun at all. So it's going to be a ride. We're gonna pull something up for us, folks, because for those who are just clicking in on the thumbnail, or you're clicking in just because you want to click in and you support our channel, we have to address this. And I don't want everybody to be confused about what we are talking about today, even though I can easily quote it and easily state it for you folks. We're going to address it right now. And it's about 1 minute, 20 seconds, and it might get some of us mad again, but we're going to listen to it again. This is not fun, I will say. Okay, I'm just going to click on that.
What we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, but you look at McQuarrie's work and you realize like what an indelible mark this man has made on culture via this one role played in this film. And the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie. That's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do is lying. You know, the idea that person is replaceable and the writer director is not is something I would challenge. This is like what we understand.
Here's the thing. So for those who do not fully understand about what is going on there, Leslye Headland is basically, in a sense, attacking George Lucas as a whole. That he shouldn't get the say when it comes to his own franchise. Yes, George Lucas sold his franchise to Disney. So technically Disney would, in a sense, get a more say to him, but he's still one of the co-founders of Lucasfilm. And a lot of Lucasfilm people look up to him and for what he wants.
Independent property.
Yeah, it is his franchise. It is what he built. It is the story he created. It's the story he told. Now, something that irks me about this interview is that she personally goes on to say that George Lucas, for everybody waiting for him to pick the director, that's something that she shouldn't. One second, I just put that down. George Lucas, doesn't really pick the directors all the time. You know, he doesn't. Did George Lucas pick the director for the sequel trilogies? No, he did not. Did he have a say in it? Probably. He probably did. But George Lucas doesn't always have the go-to say of what he gets to pick for a director. George Lucas picked the directors for the original trilogy, but it was his script along with him writing people. George Lucas, and against all beliefs, works for people. And for her to go on and say that about George Lucas, of how basically it's misogyny for him to pick, it's downright disgraceful in its own way.
It's misandry is what it is. It's the exact opposite. It's women hating men. And I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And I'd like to point out the prequel part that she meticulously decided to poke there. Listen, I grew up with the prequels. A lot of us did. Those are the Star Wars movies that I love. Parents don't like them because dialogue's bad. It's not meant to be a dialogue based movie. It's a visual movie. Um, but she basically says that he was the only one to direct those movies. Which, if you are an avid film behind the scenes watcher like myself, I love like the making of the films and everything like that. You would know he brought in Steven Spielberg for all three of the prequels. He was constantly consulting Steven. He was constantly actually putting weight on the back of Steven Spielberg to answer a lot of questions for his art team and his production team and his props and everything else. He was like, "Oh, the new director will have a say in that," and then everybody would shut up. But he doesn't pick bad people. Steven Spielberg is an amazing filmmaker. I forget the original trilogy directors, but once again, those are great. The Indiana Jones series, amazing. Like,
I mean,
I
we
don't know
can't forget about Dave Filoni as well.
exactly. He put a lot of trust into Dave Filoni when going into the Clone Wars series, and Dave Filoni took that and ran with it. Like, the amount of trust that you have to give to a person that just pitched you an idea for your universe and be like, "Oh yeah, here's this much money to go make it." Holy crap.
I wanna hear John's take on that interview. And if we have to play it again, we can.
Just to kind of add on, so I agree also with, if you want to look in the comment section, Brandon has a really good point. He says if he did, they probably would have been good. He's talking about that it would have been good if he like had to make the choice on who the director could be for like certain things, but he doesn't have necessarily the choice to make who directors could be for the show. Disney ultimately has that call. So
Yeah.
I don't know why she's calling out George Lucas for that, because that just doesn't add on. But she's basically like slapping George Lucas in the face, and it's very disrespectful because he's the one that started the whole franchise that you are a part of, and you're criticizing him or showing hate towards him because people look up to him. That makes no sense.
It's like he's the reason you have a job.
Exactly. Like, if Star Wars didn't exist, she probably wouldn't be like having a job right now.
No.
So I don't. In my opinion, she should just stop criticizing or showing hate towards George Lucas and slapping him in the face, and to the entire franchise, because she's a part of that franchise and she's doing the work for it, and she can easily get replaced as well. So she shouldn't be really saying anything.
Now, here's the problem I have of it is that one of her quotes, and me and Chief were talking about this. One of her quotes is, I don't want to air quote it because if it really did, good for her. But one of her quotes is, "Star Wars saved her life," and then you go out and disrespect the man who created Star Wars.
Right.
Like,
that makes no sense.
It makes no sense, and you can't just go out and disrespect him like that. You know, I bet people all have their own thoughts on George Lucas. You know, people do. People sometimes people do have their own thoughts on him. You know, they either like him, you know, but everybody appreciates the man and respects the man for creating the franchise. It's kind of like going to The Godfather and asking someone, like, just asking for advice for what to do. That's his role in this, you know?
Right.
Like, Dave Filoni brings him on sets multiple times and ask him, is this what we should do? Do you like this? You know? Like, do you feel like we're going like the right path, you know? And yeah, yeah, these directors should kind of definitely like have their own opinions, but it's kind of like going to him and asking for that advice. It really is, because George Lucas created this universe. He created it all, and it hurts for me. It hurts for me to like watch that interview, and for her to like blatantly disrespect him like that.
I agree with Savior's comment. His last one.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, you saved my Star Wars saved my life, and then 5 minutes later it's like, I hate everything that George Lucas did and he ruined it. And it's just ridiculous, because if you're showing so much appreciation to a franchise that he made and you dislike him so much, then how did the franchise save your life?
Like here's my problem, especially if it is that she literally quotes herself like, only George Lucas came up with the idea of Star Wars, and he only holds the key. George Lucas technically doesn't hold the key anymore. It's now your bosses that hold the key. They get to decide what Star Wars.
It's Disney. It's
Disney that holds the key now. He doesn't hold the key. He is literally there for sometimes on sets just to ask for advice, because directors respect that much of him. Like, here's the thing. We've got a Mandalorian. George Lucas has been on set of Mandalorian multiple times. George Lucas was on set of Andor multiple times. He was on set for Kenobi. And as much as I really like Kenobi, it might have its down peaks, but Kenobi's good. Andor's really good. Mandalorian, you may have not liked season 3. That's your own opinion. I respect that. It's really good. Disney threw out his ideas for the sequel trilogy, but look at the projects that he was on. Like, he may have not been there, but he just kind of like, he probably didn't have much like moving forward, but he was at least there. Gave his 2 cents, gave his own probably opinion on it. And look how good those shows came out, Like, saying that George Lucas doesn't hold the key, or saying that George Lucas, saying basically like to think George Lucas came up with the idea on his own. He probably, you are right, Leslye Headland. He probably didn't, but he still created the franchise. It is his sweat that he put into that, his blood that he put into that, his hard work that he put into that. Like, Star Wars wasn't supposed to be made, if you think about it. It wasn't thought to be a success. It was, but he did everything he could to make it. He created the franchise. He really did. It's him.
It's George freaking Lucas. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And just like to add on to that, like the part where you said where they made the sequels and George Lucas had the ideas on what the sequels could be. They didn't take that advice, but then after the sequel.
Okay.
I think his internet cut out.
Oh my. Okay, that was a little hilarious. We'll get him back in here in a second. When he comes back, yeah, there he is. He's already back.
I do not know what just happened. So something.
Best thing just happened. I'll be honest with you.
But
I'm back in my rightful spot. That's what happened.
He can move you. He can move me back.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying. So when he had the ideas on what the sequels could be, they didn't take his advice. And then when they came out with the shows like The Mandalorian and all the other shows right after, they all went to him for advice. And look at how those shows went compared to the sequels. So obviously George Lucas has the better ideas and like knows what the story could be and what it should be. That's why he gives the advice to those directors, because they come to him for advice on, because you made this franchise, we really appreciate it. Do you think this is a good idea? That's why.
Yeah.
It's this quote right here that Savior pointed out. I brought it up for a minute. It's exactly like that, Savior. Exactly like that. It's like saying you are a big Spider-Man fan and then claiming you hate Stan Lee. And we can even go to Marvel as like a kind of like a reference point for this. And this is nothing to say against Marvel. You guys are doing good. But
this is a Star Wars podcast, Shane.
No, but this is a quote.
I know. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Marvel, if you are watching some reason a Star Wars podcast, we need quality over quantity. Okay. Now, back to the main point. Stan Lee, when he was alive, he was basically on all the Marvel movies. Every single one he had came in. Every single one he was on set for, especially, and probably gave his own 2 cents of advice.
Exactly.
Now Stan Lee has passed. And it's sad to say this, but look at some of the Marvel content that has come out recently. It hasn't been the best. And you can attribute that for quality versus quantity. It's quantity more than quality. Or you can kind of look at the correlation of like, Stan Lee's gone. People kind of lost that guidance role of like, hey, this is what the character probably would turn out to be,
Right.
It's the same thing here. George Lucas is kind of the same way here, And then it hurts even more because here's the thing. She kind of goes out and disrespects the prequels. And that's okay. You don't have to like the prequels. The prequels, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Me, John, and Chief here all grew up with the prequels. So it is our movies, Like, I think you and McGregor put it perfectly. It goes with each generation. Like, for example, I'm not the biggest fan of the sequel trilogy, but some little kids out there is a big fan of the sequel trilogy. That's their trilogy. We had our trilogy, and we love our movies. But for her to blatantly disrespect the prequel trilogy while Hayden Christensen is coming back into Star Wars, that hurts a little. That hurts even more.
After everything that, not just Hayden Christensen, but Ahmed Best too. What a return!
Yeah,
like everything that they've been through because of the prequels, and then you trash it again.
Yeah. It's not. You don't have to like the prequels, and that's understandable. If the original trilogy are your movies, go for it. They're your movies, and we all can most likely agree the original trilogy is the best trilogy. I'm a giant prequel fan, but even I will admit, OG trilogy, it's better than the prequel trilogy.
OG trilogy is God tier.
It's sad to admit, but
it is.
All prequel trilogy fans say the same thing.
It is. But like, here's the thing, great quote from here from Rinsler, from Brandon, is that it's the unwritten rule. You don't go on to hate the person that where you work. It sucks. I bet Kathleen Kennedy has her own thoughts on George Lucas, but she hasn't respect to her in this way. She hasn't blatantly gone out and said, I don't like the guy.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She at least kind of lets George Lucas on the sets because it's probably her approval as well,
Yeah.
But like, you don't go out and diss on the guy, And this has me now majorly concerned for Acolyte, me and Chief were so pumped for this show.
Yes.
We really were. And now my expectations are just spiraling out of control.
Plummeting.
Because here's the thing, and this isn't against any LGBTQ movement. It isn't against any of these movements. But I've seen thumbnails that say Acolyte's gonna be too woke. It's gonna be a disaster now because of her. And and I'm not saying it's gonna be too woke. I think it's gonna be a disaster because of her. And I will put all the blame on her if I watch this show. I pray for you all. Please do not go in the expectations of Acolyte being the worst show ever. Please sit down and watch it. But
expect a Star Wars show.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything more than that.
Expect that. That's all I have to say. But it has me concerned because she's a producer, and what even more concerning now is that she's a head producer for Star Wars. If she is involved with any other project, I am concerned a little bit.
I would agree with that because I feel like if she's saying all this hate and stuff towards George Lucas, but she really loves Star Wars, she might just make it turn out really bad.
I don't want her involved in any prequel projects.
And I don't want her involved in any project.
I don't want. I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't want her involved in Bad Batch Season 3, Mando Season 4, Ahsoka Seasons 1, or not even confirmed yet, Season 2. The James Manigold script, I don't want her touching that, going within 100 feet of it.
It's bad to say. It's really bad to say for me this, because I am not the biggest fan of her either. I'd rather have Kathleen Kennedy touching these projects.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because at least
listen, people,
because
that's saying something.
It really is, because at least Kathleen Kennedy either approves these projects or lets the directors do their own thing.
The
And respects the Godfather.
yeah. The amount of okay. If you watched our podcast, I don't know how many weeks ago was it, Shane?
Oh, it was like 4
This
weeks
was-
ago,
Yeah,
maybe
this,
5
this was a while ago.
months.
We threw some massive shade at Kathleen Kennedy for screwing up projects. But she has taken that shade like a champ.
She has.
She has. And for as much as I don't like what she does as an executive at Lucasfilm, Industrial Light Magic, and Disney, she's a champ for taking that. Absolutely. She's gotten so much hate. over
Everybody
the past-
blames her for the sequel trilogy.
Exactly.
We don't even blame the directors. We just solely blame her.
No,
Like
J.J.
Kathleen
Abrams had nothing to do with the first or last sequel movie. Like, nothing. Like, But she got so much hate for everything. And then Mando came out, and then Bad Batch came out, and it was getting consistent. But she wasn't touching those projects Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were.
Yeah, here's the thing I respect for her. Here's the thing as much as I don't like her, I'm not on John's level or maybe Chief's level. I don't like her. I can fucking at least respect her.
Exactly.
I can't respect her for taking all the hate these years. I can respect her because as much as like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been there, I'm convinced she's definitely been on probably the writing boards.
She has to be.
She has to be. She probably has to approve everything. So she's definitely involved. So I respect her. And even she, like, the thing is that it's like, as much as like I don't like her, I respect her.
You have to.
I don't like Leslye Headland, and I don't respect her now.
No.
I don't.
She has lost all respect in every book of morality ever written.
This is hey, everybody who's watched this, this is the first time. If this starts like spiraling out of control, which by the way, Star Wars Theory, a couple other podcasts, a couple other people have posted stuff about this already. This is now going to become she is going to get ringed at by the Star Wars community.
Yeah.
This is a thing that I think the Star Wars community will actually unite on.
Yeah.
And be like,
for once,
get her out.
For once in our entire existence, the Star Wars community will unite against one person. And I'd like to bring up the comment that Savior just put in the chat. I'm sure that is going to happen over time. The sequels are going to be those were those Star Wars movies, because the prequels were those Star Wars movies when they came out. And I'm sorry. But yes, I do believe history is going to repeat itself with this. Or we can do what pretty much every War Thunder player is doing right now to Gaijin. They are boycotting it. They're not playing the game at all. They are, because they released some updates, and I'm trying not to go on a rant here. They released some updates that are not so chill for top tier, and it's garbage, so nobody's playing the game. So if we just stop watching Star Wars,
they'll kick her out.
Yeah, but we're not gonna do that. Let's be honest. That's big ass for Star Wars fans.
I know.
This is what Renzo brought up, and this is a good point here. Platonic bully the industry. Yeah. This is a big thing. You can even take this as a political statement. We the people have more power than them.
We do. We do.
All it takes for us is just to band together and say, stop it.
Stop it. Kick her out.
That's all we have to say.
Stop it. Get some help. Literally. Stop it. Get help from George Lucas. Please.
It's bad.
Please.
It's bad. You can't. Okay, but like here's another thing. Here's the thing. I want to bring up Saber's comment as well. I want to address what Chief addressed, The sequels, I think, eventually will get the love they deserve.
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
But here's what made the prequels get the love they deserve. It's the stuff they released after for the prequels. So like Clone Wars.
Yep.
Clone Wars.
Exactly.
The 2003 Clone Wars show, like that happened a while, happened like during that time, you know. But like especially the Clone Wars and a couple like I think other loose things that I'm blankly forgetting right now, like the comic books, especially. You know?
Yeah.
the comic
They
books.
release stuff after that, you know. They just need to kind of do the same thing, and Star Wars fans will go appreciate it for the sequel trilogy. Episode 9 might be a little harder for us to get around to, but yes, we will. Like I think, for example, I not the biggest fan of the sequel trilogy, but I still love 7 and 8.
Seven,
You know?
7 is good. I will admit I get a lot of hate for saying that, but Force Awakens, in my eyes, it was good because it was a brand new Star Wars movie that had just come out, and everybody was super excited about it because it was a new Star Wars movie. Last Jedi kind of tanked my expectations. I'm sorry, Stan.
We've had a disagreement on this, and we're not going to get into an argument for you folks.
No,
you know?
no.
Yeah, but I really want Disney. I don't think it's going to happen for a while, so
No.
don't get your expectations up. But Disney needs to see that this is blatantly messed up.
Mhm.
It blatantly is, you know. And as a Star Wars fan, I feel disrespected for George Lucas. I feel hurt for him, you know. Like George Lucas, if you think about it, got all the hate as well for the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And for her to blatantly just kind of bring up the stuff that everybody's now starting to love again, you know, it hurts. And for her to directly attack him, it's like basically underlining point here is she called him misogynistic as well.
Yeah.
She basically says like everybody in that room looks to George Lucas for like at least some level of approval. Yes, they all look for George Lucas's approval and like or advice mainly to like ask him like, what do you think about that? Good pitch.
He's the Godfather.
Literally, it's like yeah,
like Shane said, he is the Godfather.
yeah. It's like literally like looking at him and like, so did you like that? Oh, okay. I mean, we can probably change it up a little bit. Oh yeah, cool. We'll definitely take those notes, you know. But in the final say, the director always gets the producer. Maybe even the director also gets the final say. George Lucas no longer has the final say. You know, he's the man you go for advice for now. You know, and that's it. You know, like think about it. We've enjoyed Mandalorian. We enjoyed Bad Batch. You know, projects created by Dave Filoni. Wouldn't have Dave Filoni without George Lucas. So her to blatantly disrespect George Lucas is blatantly to disrespect Dave Filoni.
Yeah. I'd like to bring up a point.
Also, Chief, I want to say I do want.
Go ahead.
We've been talking a lot. I do want to hear some.
I know.
I do want to hear some. No, I want to hear some more stuff from John.
I know.
So I would have to say that, like you said, it's blatantly attacking Dave Filoni because Dave Filoni goes a lot of like advice from George Lucas, and so does Jon Favreau. So technically, you could say it's actually getting Jon Favreau as well because they both asked for advice from George Lucas a lot from The Mandalorian when they did. I think they did during the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know. And then like a bunch of other shows and stuff like that, like Clone Wars. When Clone Wars came out, Dave Filoni went to George Lucas as well. Like that's not like just like a new thing when he came out with like the live action shows. He's been doing this for a while now, and George Lucas always tries to help him out. So I just don't get how she can disrespect George Lucas like that and then not think about that technically she's disrespecting the whole industry and franchise and also all the other producers and directors of the entire franchises and TV shows. And also, like, a great point is what Savior said. Punching George Lucas is like shooting a bullet at us because it really affects us because we grew up, like us three, grew up with the prequels. We love the prequels. Our parents grew up with the originals, and then the generation after us grew up with the sequels. She's basically attacking our favorite timeline, and that really hurts, like, everyone that's like a prequel, Clone Wars, all those other shows, comic books, and everything. it's blatantly attacking us, and it really hurts a lot.
It sucks. Jake, your thoughts? You want to add on?
Okay. I heard I forget who it was. It was a SEAL team member that said a good leader does not sit in a high tower and tell his troops or his underlings what to do. He leads by example. And a good leader is always out in the field with their guys. She doesn't do this. She sits in a high tower in the safety of probably a stupidly comically big throne, um, and just tells everybody what to do because she's a head executive now. But it's not what you're supposed to do. Directors like George Lucas, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Bryce Dallas Howard, Taika Waititi, and I'm forgetting every other director that worked on Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and every other recent Star Wars project has always been in the trenches, as I like to call it, with the cast, the crew, the writers, everything. Also, I'm gonna go off on another tangent here. I apologize, but I don't. Okay. Your creator, whoever that may be, gave you one mouth and two ears to listen twice as much as you talk. She talks twice as much as she listens.
It's a good quote. It's a quote. And it sucks. It sucks. And the reason I think, well, a lot of me and Chief and John here have the concerns is because she's involved. I think it's the concerns now for Acolyte. I wouldn't have any concerns for Acolyte right now if she wasn't a part of Star Wars. You know? But she keeps running her mouth and keeps saying stupid shit like this, and I get concerned. Very badly. Very, very badly. And I'm concerned for possibly the future of Star Wars.
Yeah. It's
bad.
Yeah. It's going down into the like you said earlier, that Marvel's doing. They're going into quantity over quality. And they need to not do that.
I don't think Star Wars is doing quantity over quality. It's more of we're pulling a DC thing, and we can't. Sorry, I thought I saw a shadow behind me. I got scared for a second. I thought like someone was in that door frame for a second.
It was me. It was me.
I see what you mean with the DC thing.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
It's the DC thing of like you just have bad leadership in its own sense because Warner Brothers sucked at running DC. Same thing's happening with her. You know, I just hope. Well, I don't think she's gonna be able to step the toes of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. So that's one thing I'm at least good to know about. But I just hope for the future of Star Wars doesn't go down the drain with her. You know, it needs to be better in my sense, but. It was just cheap. It was less lovely comment.
There's someone behind you.
But I really do hope that Star Wars has a brighter future. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Speaking of brighter future, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
To add on to what Shane was saying, I fully agree with him. Where it's just like what Warner Bros. Did with DC, like. They just didn't have good leadership, and then the movies plummeted because of that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if they leave her on for like being a producer and for future projects of Star Wars, literally the same thing that happened to DC is going to happen to Star Wars. And I don't want that to happen because I've grown up with Star Wars my entire life. And I feel like if that were to happen, I don't know if I could watch it again. Because I almost considered not watching it after the sequels came out. But I was like, I still love Star Wars from the original trilogy and the prequels, so that's good enough for me. I'll still keep watching it. But her being a part of this team, I feel like is going to mess up like everything a Star Wars fan loves about Star Wars.
Yeah, it's it's definitely leading into a hole that they can't dig themselves out of. And it's not going to be a fun experience for Star Wars when they have a group of I don't even know how big the Star Wars community is, but it's got to be upwards of 3-ish million people.
Oh,
It's got to even be bigger than that. Just why? That's the really big question that I have here. It's just why? Oh my god. Shane. Saw your comment. It was me, Barry.
Sorry about that, folks. I just had to run downstairs for a second.
On a more positive note, if we can transition off of this, if you two don't have any more points.
I don't got anything else.
All right.
I think I just want to make one last statement.
Go ahead. Silence. I'm kidding.
Personally, I don't want to say. Yes, we talked about we're concerned for Star Wars. Yes, we talked about this is concerning for Star Wars. It is, but I don't want to say diss on Star Wars projects because of this. Don't diss on Star Wars projects because of this. Just be mindful, of what's to come with Star Wars, especially now. Yes, it's concerning what she has said. Yes, she basically blatantly attacked George Lucas. It hurts. It really does hurt. Because as Xavier brought this up to us in the comment section, shooting a bullet at basically attacking him is attacking us. We've all grew up with this franchise. We've all loved it. And it hurts really badly for what's going on with this, But we just need to go, and we just need to have hope that Disney gets on the right track, of handling this, because this is a blatant attack to the community, in its own way. I think personally, it is also running your own thoughts and opinions on the matter. Don't listen. Just listen to us. Listen to what you think. Tell us what you think about it. But it does also it just raises some concerns about her being involved with Star Wars projects. But I don't want to say be concerned all the way. Be feared for Star Wars. Don't think Star Wars is going down the drain. It's not. It's just that this part of Star Wars and her, it sucks. But I still have hope. Acolyte will be good. I just have the concerns for what she did. But I have hope that that project is good. I'm not saying do not watch Acolyte because of her. I'm saying watch Acolyte, get your own thoughts on it, and yeah. But it is definitely concerning, from what she basically said in that one statement. But if we're all done with Leslye Headland's stuff and we want to go on to brighter news, let's talk about let's definitely talk about our news of June this week, which we got some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it off here.
Go for
it. James Mangold is aiming to start writing his Star Wars film in the fall. So, getting updates on which one was this? Shane, was this the after Rey, or was this the First Jedi one?
This is the First Jedi. It's the Dawn of the Jedi.
Okay. Alrighty. Perfect. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
What news do we have about this? Shane?
Well, Dan Mangold, what an exciting man. Great director. Sorry, I was looking at my phone for 2 seconds. My dad's texting me, so that's why I kind of look down occasionally. My dad's texting me. But hey, James Mangold, an exciting man. We got good stuff. He's finally aiming to get the script out, which is respectful. Get the script out by to at least get the script approved by fall. He's writing about the Dawn of the Jedi, which is very exciting. First Jedi to ever exist. It's good stuff. Let me just click on this link right here for you folks, just to get you some good possible quotes. I may not have any quotes from him, but this is exciting stuff. He's aiming to at least have the film in the fall, and that is very happy to hear, very happy to see, by the way, And then I love James Mangold to death. He's a great director. He's really good at his job, And I'm happy to have him doing this project, especially to see the dawn of the Jedi. Very exciting stuff,
To add on to what you said, Shane, I am very excited for how this film series is going to start and end because it's going to show basically how the Jedi separated themselves from like what is good and what is bad for like the Sith and the Jedi, what's in between, and like basically all the abilities that are at their disposal. And also, I'm very excited that it's James Mangold directing this film series because of his work on, for example, Swamp. Like he did Swamp Thing, and then another one that is a great one is Logan. Got gold status, bro.
That's too good, Xavier. He's always handling with the crabs. Chief, your thoughts on this?
I'm excited. Like Jonathan said, it's gonna be great. Just some other notes about it. James Mangold, from what I've heard, is an insanely efficient filmmaker. Like, I think he got Ford versus Ferrari put together in 2 years, which is stupid fast.
And that movie is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And then so if everything goes according to plan, from what I'm reading here on my side screen, if everything goes according to plan, pre-production of this film could begin by early 2025. And then we could potentially see a target of a 2027 release, which is a little bit of a long time, but it's going to be here before we know it.
Dude.
And there's so many projects planned before this. I'm so sorry, Shane. Go ahead.
No, yeah. And don't get me wrong. For those who are like, 2027 for a freaking movie to come out, yes, it sucks. It really does. But we need time for masterpieces. It is a big thing. We need the time. We want a good product, especially about the first Jedi.
Ooh.
Going to be some dope stuff, But yes, it'll be cool. But we just need the time with this type of stuff, So give the man some space. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Yes.
Let him cook.
Yes.
Get that pasta al dente.
What?
Let him get the pasta al dente.
Oh my freaky frack jokes. So do we want to comment on anything else with James Mangold?
No, I think we should be good.
Yeah. Just a small little update on that.
That's all we need. Yeah. Just let him cook.
Let him cook. Get the pasta al dente.
Yes, Xavier. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Why was that in sync for you two? Why did you both do that at the same time?
Let him cook.
For those who don't know, we can seriously go from a serious topic to joking about ourselves because we need to lighten the mood. We need to lighten the mood, especially after the first 30 minutes of this podcast.
Right.
40 minutes. 40
minutes of the podcast. But yeah, that's nothing we have to comment on James Mangold. Also, Ava finally joined because now
it's about time, Ava.
I was able to get backstage. I was able to see the backstage finally.
It's about damn time.
She already missed 40 minutes. We're gonna just kick her out. I mean, we don't need her
Understandable.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
I will fight both of you.
How about this? You fix your lighting. You see these bright faces?
Yeah, it's very bright.
Look delicious. We look delicious.
Shane, please don't ever use that word to describe people ever again.
You look delicious.
I will contact HR.
Who's our HR department?
Charlie. It's just Charlie and Jordan just behind a desk with clipboards and glasses on.
So what did he say? I made him cry. Okay, but we have nothing to talk about with James Mangold. I guess we can move on to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted the long pause with Ahsoka, you know, and I'm gonna. This is a harsh statement. It really is. But I'll lead us into the address. So we got some new updates for Ahsoka. We finally got a confirmed release date of Ahsoka, which is good news. Happy to hear that. Let me pull.
One.
We didn't actually. They said August. They just said August.
Okay.
That's all they
Yeah,
said.
they
They
never
said
said
like
one day.
never said the day.
The 27th or something?
It's going to Ahsoka. We have confirmed updates. We have Ahsoka coming out August 23rd release date. It might be pushed back. It might, but we don't know for sure yet. We do have some other things though, and one thing I would like to say is Ahsoka is already in the talks for a campaign in season 2. Here's the thing, and here's my hot take on this. And I know if Denver was in here, he would personally agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of done with Ahsoka. Can we just be done after season 1?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I love Ahsoka. She's a great character. She really is. They really fleshed her out over all these years. Especially, it's Dave Filoni's like own contribution to Star Wars. You know,
It's his love child.
It's his love child, and I think he loves putting her in almost everything. You know, but
there comes a point when a character
there comes a point when you overuse the character too much, and she has been in basically every project that Dave Filoni's either been. This is no shot at Dave Filoni. Yeah, she's either been in a lot of projects that I just don't need anymore. You know, I didn't really personally need to see Baby Ahsoka. I have the comics and books to read for also like what happened to her after Order 66. You know, I personally didn't. Personally, that's why I've always said when I watch Tales of the Jedi, I preferred Count Dooku's story because that's something you rarely see. You know, and don't get me wrong, she's a great character, but I feel like she's just getting overused now, and it's time to let the character rest here.
I think that the reason why she has been getting so much attention recently is because they are making the Ahsoka series, and they need to get certain things out there for like everyone to know before they, give us this whole thing.
Okay, it's a great point. We're gonna let John and Chief talk here soon after I get this point out.
I'm
Great
sorry,
point.
but hang on. I need to point out something that Savior said in chat. Snoop Dogg and Mando armor. This is an actual thing. This is an actual thing, folks.
Yeah, the only wrong Savior brings up a great point. Is Darth Vader gets overused now in a lot of projects, you know?
I'm sorry.
But here's the difference with like Vader and Ahsoka. Okay, here's the difference, in my personal opinion, when you talk about these two characters separately. Okay.
Oh no, he's going to the wall.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
Oh no.
Darth Vader was only in the OG trilogy. Wait, also Darth Vader's the main character. It's not being overused. He's literally the main character of the entire trilogy. It's like, I want to put it out. Actually,
You really you just realized this now?
You backed yourself into a corner for what, Shane?
I don't know why. Here's the thing. I don't know why. I need to get the stand-up process. Yeah. Snoopalorian. Okay.
This is an actual thing. Hang on.
Okay. I don't want to see it just yet. Here's the thing with Ahsoka, in my personal opinion. Yes, you can make the good argument from Ava is that ramping up the Ahsoka show.
There's a lot more arguments.
Ramping up the Ahsoka show, you definitely need the character to get a little more promoted. But like Tales of the Jedi, I could have seen any other Jedi than Ahsoka. I know her entire life basically at this point. I didn't need to see what they gave us, you know. Yes, it's cool to see that Anakin basically trained her to survive Order 66. It is. It really is. But that could have been like its own, that could have been something else entirely. It didn't need to be at least 3 episodes worth of what we got in Tales of the Jedi. Like personally, and I think John and Chief would agree with me on this, and even you, Ava, personally, Tales of the Jedi, you could have got a Plo Koon. You rarely see him often in Star Wars now. You know, a Plo Koon Tales of the Jedi. Like Count Dooku. No one really knows no one really knows. And now everybody like understands why he joined and helped Sidious out. You know, now you know. You know, for people that read the comic books, maybe who read the books a little more, you already knew that. I kind of already did as well as that, you know. But like a Plo Koon, more of like a Yaddle type character, you know. Yaddle, sadly, you know. You could have had more of like a Qui-Gon arc as well. it's all these different type of Jedi what you can be showing, and that's the thing, That's why I mean she's overused. She's like it's starting to get to the point of overusing her character. She was in Rebels. Did she need to be in Rebels? Maybe you can make that argument, yes or no. She helped with the development of certain characters, and yes, she did help move that plot. Thank you, Savior. Plo Koon is underrated as fuck.
Plo Koon is one of my favorite Jedi.
But like, here's the thing: is that like, I didn't need her in Tales of the Jedi. I could have done anything else about that. You have all the Clone Wars to watch. She got him and Lauren, all that, and some fans would disagree with me. Some fans would disagree with me. Some fans would probably agree with me. But it's soon time once this saga of Star Wars ends, which is basically the after Return of the Jedi era saga of Star Wars, the post Empire saga, if you want to say it like that. Once I can't stop laughing at stupid Lorian. Once this ends, it's time to put Ahsoka to rest. In my personal opinion. John and Chief, what do you have to say? Mainly John. Chief, you guys spoke earlier about stupid Lorian.
It's not Lorian.
I'm gonna move you.
Okay. So talk about the Ahsoka series. So I could agree with you, Shane, that she is getting overused a lot. But I did bring this up weeks ago that they are planning to make a Mando movie. Maybe the reason why they're bringing Ahsoka in so much is because she's going to have a pivotal role in that movie.
Yeah, it's culture's going to die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going to sacrifice herself for the greater good and save everybody and become a Jedi.
Become a Force
Jedi
Ghost.
Again. Become a Jedi again. Become a Force Ghost. Boom.
And Ava, I'm really sorry to say it, but it has to happen.
Yeah.
I know we don't have to see it. We don't need any more damage.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean? Okay, Ava.
Have you ever met Dave Filoni? He's the master of trauma.
No. If you don't want to see Ahsoka's death, then if it does happen eventually, then you don't get to make the argument that you get to see more of her.
True.
Exactly.
Because you have to see that death eventually.
Okay. First of all, fuck you. Second of all,
I think.
All right.
Go ahead,
John.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay. Personally, I think Ahsoka is gonna be in a Harry Potter situation. So listen, folks, to whoever's watching. A Harry Potter situation is she's going to greet death as an old friend. Like, she's just gonna do it. She's just gonna accept the fact that she's dead and just run with it. She has to at this point. I'm sorry, Ahsoka. I'm sorry, Ava, but it needs to happen.
It might need to happen, but it still hurts, Chief.
Exactly. But have you ever met Dave Filoni?
Yeah. Well,
have you ever
yes.
have you ever seen what he's made?
Yes, I know what he's made.
He is the master of trauma. Okay. So, like, it has to happen.
Doesn't know about it. Doesn't makes it any less hard.
Now I'm standing up. It has to happen.
Ava, if you can't accept the reality of her dying, then you cannot make the argument you get to see more Ahsoka content.
Like, what's it called? Like, I can, but again,
Ava.
it still hurts.
Ava.
What?
No, this isn't an opinion episode anymore.
Something you need to accept. The motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we're goofy boys. But here's the thing. In my personal opinion, this isn't as much as I need to get that hot take out of the way. Because personally, when I read the season 2 article, I was like, here's the thing. If Ahsoka gets it, here's the. Okay. Ahsoka gets us. If Ahsoka gets season 2, good for her. But. Yeah, Rensley, you make a good point. But here's the thing. If Ahsoka gets to season 2, good for her. You know, I don't mind watching more Star Wars
Yeah,
content.
that's
You know, but enough with opinions. That was just personal takes for now.
She has to die
Got it.
before. She has to die before the prequels, or
Yes.
before the sequels. Before the sequels, not
yeah,
before the
okay,
prequels.
yes, true.
Pause.
She mainly has to die before the sequels, mainly before Return to Rise of Skywalker, because she has heard in the Force, confirming she is dead. You know, here's the thing that I do want to talk about though. When it comes to Ahsoka, we got some good news and updates. We have the confirmed release date. It is now August 23 for the confirmed release date. So we're basically 2 months out. The 2 months out right now. So for all you Ahsoka fans, like this one down here, we got 2 months left to wait. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. On another note, we have a confirmed possible cameo from Bo-Katan herself. She was quoted and seen visiting the set of Ahsoka, but denies being involved in any of the episodes. So I don't believe it, but we'll see. You know,
We will see.
we will see on that. The last thing that I definitely do want to bring up, and this is probably the main thing we're going to really talk about, because Ahsoka is just the minor stuff, in my personal opinion. Because we have the talks of season 2, Bo-Katan, Kate Saxoff being there, and we have the release date. All this stuff.
Biscuit.
All good stuff. You know, just it happens. All right. Well, the thing I really do want to talk about is Lars Mikkelsen and his takes on Thrawn.
Yes.
Yes, oh my gosh, please.
It's not big. It's not big, but it could be considered big. You know.
Still, get up on your soapbox, Shane.
It could be big. It can be big. Okay.
I'm not standing on my chair. I will die.
Possibility.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna back up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Stabilize.
Are you living in Spain without the A?
Yes. Basically, here's the good thing. Here's the good thing is that Lars Mikkelsen is quoted for saying that he's changing the voice of Thrawn a little bit, or just a little more. You know, makes sense. It's an older Thrawn. He could be changing the voice because of that, or multiple reasons. But it also means that he is bringing a new take to this Thrawn, because this is like we talked about last week's episode. This is 19 years after. I think like it's close. We're pushing like 15 years after the events of what happened to him. You know, it's good stuff. So it's pretty interesting to say that he is doing a new take on Thrawn, because it means we're getting more interesting content on Thrawn, especially if he's talking with Timothy Zahn about Thrawn. So
exactly.
If anyone else wants to make comments on this, please go ahead now. The stage is yours.
Okay, Timothy Zahn. If you don't know, folks, I'm gonna sit back down because I'm getting tired. But Timothy Zahn, if you don't know, is the author of all of the Thrawn books. So all of the Thrawn Ascendancy series, all of the original Thrawn series that I'm trying to read right now, and there's another Thrawn series that's out there for you all to read. And he's the author. He wrote all of them. It's great. And yeah, so I'm super excited.
John, your points?
Well, I'm stuck spinning.
Ava, your points?
No, I got it.
No, John, you missed your opportunity. Ava, your points.
I got it.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, one of my points is that if he's going to advice for the person who made the comics and made the character, it's very good of him, because then he will probably use a lot of those parts in the comics that can be canonized. Like Mara Jade.
Okay. Ava, your points?
It's a very key point. Sorry.
You speak
Right.
We're gonna get copyright.
Ava, your points?
All right, yeah. So first of all, like he's like, I love playing this character because I love I love how he's he's a very composed and smart, and I am like I feel like we might get a very more intimidating kind of a quieter Thrawn, which would be like so cool and badass.
Wait, this camera. Turn your camera back on. Turn your camera back on, or I'm taking you out.
You're spinning like a belly.
Continue, Ava.
But except though, I really hope that we're gonna get like a badass Thrawn, because like that is so far like what has been kind of implied, is that like Thrawn is going to be a real threat and a problem, and why do you do it?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with you, Ava. Thrawn is gonna be a very big problem when it comes to the Ahsoka trilogy and the future movies that possibly come up for this topic, and the Mandalorian season 4 show as well. He's gonna be a big threat, He's the big boy, he's the big bad, and I was really excited to see. I'm gonna do it. He's going to be a big problem, when it comes to the show, And I'm really excited to see what Lars Mikkelson's doing new takes on, and it's very exciting to see what Lars Mikkelson does, Well,
Thrawn, don't die.
do we have any more comments, concerns? Does anyone in the comments want to ask us any Star Wars questions relating to any of this? I also take insults for John. This is a great comment right there. Boom. I hope he did fall. I really hope he did.
I caught myself, motherfucker.
What's it called? Like, some people have been like, oh, well, a Thrawn might be good now. Like, Thrawn might have a change of heart since all of his time with Ezra. And I'm like, first of all, I hope not. I hope that he will be a bad guy. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of like a very quiet version of Rumple, like from Once Upon a Time. Like I hope that he is a threat and a problem, and not like a good guy now. But that's my opinion.
Yeah. I think Renzo brought up a great point, and Chief's gonna hate this, but it's confirmed in the deleted scene that Bo-Katan and Danny were meant to kiss. So it's most likely gonna happen in Mandalorian season 4. If anyone gets the joke I just posted in the comment section of Donathan was meant to fall and he broke the canon, you get the joke and you're good. But if we have nothing else to say, and no one else wants to make any last comments about insulting John or any Star Wars questions for us, we're going to end the episode today. But please, I'm going to give it like a minute. Feel free to ask any question about Star Wars that we've talked about today. I hate you, Rensselaer. Give any questions. But yeah, if not, then we're ending the episode today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. For those that joined in later, oh my god. Oh my god.
Said this.
You're gonna get canceled, Biscuit.
I'm canceling her. Yep.
You're gonna get canceled, and you stream.
Cancel her Twitch. I'll tell you her Twitch.
But no. So, thank you for being here, folks. It was happy to have you all. Happy to see you all here. Xavier brought in some great comments and concerns. But if you did miss the first portion of our episode, go back, rewatch that. It's stuff to watch. It's stuff to think about. Especially with Leslye Headland and with the future of Star Wars, and especially the Acolyte. But if not, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a fantastic day. Please be safe. Take care of yourselves. Like I said, my name is King Faye. All of our links are down here in the bio. And then, Chief, you can now take it away for yourself. He's muted. It's just hilarious. John, take it away.
I'm sorry. I fixed myself. So my name is Chief. I stream occasionally, not often. I may be live right after this. Who knows? And so my link is down in the description. It should be a linker tree. It's my Twitch, my Discord, and another way to support me if you'd like. Then take it away.
Hi, my name is John. Just like old times, just for Chief. My username is TikTok is jb.sws. If you want to find me on there, that is how you can find me. If you are trying to look for me, I'm also in Shane server. And Ava, take it away.
Hello, I am Ava, aka Chaotic Egg. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. You can find me on those. I do stream games like every day of the week on Twitch. So then, like, if you like games, find me on there. I'm also in Shane's
Server.
so then, ta-da, like, I'm there. And
Alrighty, folks. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Be safe. Me and Chief's links and our Discord links are all down the bio. Sadly, we don't have Ava or John's links just yet. They didn't send me anything. But take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there, like I said earlier. And like I always say, may the force be with you. Take care, folks.